Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Learning Room. This is Lecture 17 of our crash course in Morphology. In this lecture, we will explore the morphological creativity and morphological productivity. It is one of the most interesting areas of morphology because it explains how speakers create new words and how language expands over time. Language is not a fixed system. Speakers constantly create new words to express new ideas, technologies, experiences, and social realities. For examples, from Google word Googleable is created, and from friend created unfriend. Likewise, from selfie a new word created selfie stick, from text word created a new word texting, and from vlog created vlogger. All of these examples show two important concepts. First is the morphological creativity, and second one is the morphological productivity, although they are related to some extent, but they are not identical. Now let's discuss first what is morphological creativity. Morphological creativity is the ability of language users to create new words or new meanings by using existing morphological resources. Lyons in 1977 defined that creativity is the native speaker's ability to extend the language system in a motivated but unpredictable way. It is the unpredictability of it which makes it non-rule governed process. In simple words, morphological creativity refers to the innovative use of morphemes and word formation processes to produce new lexical items. Let's take some examples. Facebook is a social media platform which introduces a new word unfriend. This word is created by attaching prefix onto it. Now take another word adult with the addition of suffix. ing a new word is created adulting. This word used to describe behaving like an adult. Staycation is a word used excessively these days. This word is created with the blend of stay and vacation. Now we will dive into all the source of morphological creativity. First, we have affixation. Here we add prefixes or suffixes creatively. For examples, unfriend unprefix is added in the beginning, deplatformed a prefix is added in the beginning, and eco-friendly, where suffix friendly is added creatively to make up a new word. Second source is compounding, where we combining existing words. For examples, smartphone, keyboard warrior, climate anxiety. In all of these examples, two words combined creatively to make up a new word. Third is blending, which combining parts of words. For examples, brunch smog, motel netizen. All of these words have taken some part of two specific words to create a new word. Fourth is the conversion. This changes the word class without changing the form. For examples, Google is noun word, but according to the use, it changes the word class from noun to verb, like to Google. And next example is email, which is noun and changes to verb to email. Fifth source is the clipping, means shortening the words. For examples, short forms exam, lab, ad. And lastly, acronyms and initialisms. For examples, NASA, UNESCO, FAQ. Morphological creativity has its own characteristics. Its first characteristic is innovation, means it produces something new. For example, words doom scrolling, binge watch. Its another characteristic is context dependent. It helps create many new words in specific social contexts. For example, Covidian, quarantini. Its third feature is individual or group-based. Means a word may initially be used by one person or a small group. Fourth and last feature is not always permanent. It means some creative words disappear quickly. For example, many internet slang expressions. Now next is morphological productivity. And let's find the answer of morphological productivity. It is a widely discussed topic in English word formation. What it means for a word formation process to be morphologically productive is controversial, and various views exist concerning the definition of morphological productivity. Bauer, 1983, states that a word formation process is productive if it can be used synchronically in the production of new forms. Flagg, 1999, argues that productivity is the property of an affix to be used to coin new complex words. Noam Chomsky, Mark Aronoff, and Lori Bauer emphasize the productive aspect of language, and arguing that speakers can generate an infinite number of expressions from finite rules. Flagg further defined productivity and added that productivity only accounts for inflectional and derivational processes. Bauer, 2001, pointed out that there are some word formation processes which are non-affixal, but which may nevertheless be productive. In simple words, morphological productivity is the degree to which a morphological process can be used to create new words. It measures how freely and regularly a word formation rule can generate new words. It is a rule-governed process. Let's take some examples here. Ness is a highly productive suffix. It can create many new words, like kindness, happiness, softness, openness. And speakers can easily create new words like greenness or awkwardness with the use of this suffix. Prefix "un" is a productive prefix. It creates many new words, like unhappy, unfair, unclear, unprofessional. Now let's move towards the characteristics of morphological productivity. First is the rule-governed. It is called rule-governed because productive processes follow recognizable rules. For example, combination of adjective and suffix "ness" makes a noun. Happy plus ness equals happiness. Its second feature is predictable. It is considered predictable because speakers can predict meanings. For example, word careful meaning help to judge the meaning of carefulness as noun. Third feature is reusable. It is reusable because the same pattern can generate many words. For example, worker, teacher, driver, painter. Verb and -er suffix combination is creating nouns. And after using this method again and again, we can create many words. Last one is accepted by speech community. It means that newly formed words are usually understandable to native speakers. This table highlights the difference between the two notions. Morphological creativity emphasizes linguistic innovation and originality, whereas productivity focuses on regularity. Morphological creativity produces unusual forms, whereas productivity emphasizes the availability and frequency of a word formation process, which have clear rules. Creative formations may be temporary as they are used by individuals. That's why they are not always acceptable. Whereas productive formations are generally more stable and widely accepted because they are shared by the community. And that's why they are more acceptable. Morphological creativity is unpredictable because it focuses on the novelty, whereas productivity is predictable because it is concerned with frequency and availability of the word. And lastly, from linguistics' point of view, both processes morphological creativity and productivity helps explain vocabulary growth, language change, and lexical innovation. That's why both considered important. For language teaching, it is helpful for learners to guess the meanings of unfamiliar words, to expand the vocabulary, and to understand word formation. And for lexicography, it helps dictionary makers decide which new words deserve inclusion. That's all for today's lecture. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next lecture. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. Your feedback really matters to us, so let us know whether these lectures are helpful and how we can make them even better. Your room to learn is just a click away. Like and subscribe today.